2023. FGM causes severe bleeding and health issues, including cysts, infections and infertility, as well as complications in childbirth. Let's talk to Mary Wandia, who is the FGM Program Manager for Equality Now, joining us from Nairobi. Hope you can hear me all right this time, Mary. Tell me about where there has been some progress.
I can hear you.
Excellent. Tell me about where there's actually been some progress, because we've been hearing about FGM for a long time. Those numbers are very bad. I'm wondering, is there some progress somewhere?
Yes, there is progress because right now FGM is a priority in the international development agenda, and FGM has been framed as a human rights violation and an extreme form of violence against women. And we have seen many countries move forward to pass laws that ban FGM. So we have about 24 countries in Africa that have already passed legislation, and even beyond Africa, because FGM is a global issue, we have now laws in the United Kingdom and in the United States of America.
Would you mind clearing up for our viewers and telling them why it happens in the first place? What are the traditions almost and the culture that leads to it happening in the first place?
FGM is a human rights violation, and it is mainly perpetrated to control women's sexuality. It is also done in some communities to increase eligibility for marriage. In other communities, it is practiced as a rite of passage from childhood to adulthood, while in other communities, it is perceived wrongly to be a requirement in religion, and so it is practiced to give a sense of femininity or modesty and cleanliness.
Is there enough focus on it? I mean, we're talking about this today because it is Zero Tolerance Day against female genital mutilation. Presumably every day should be Zero Tolerance Day. Do you feel there's enough focus on it?
Yes, we should focus on it because, as the UNICEF report released last week indicates, 200 million girls have been affected by FGM, and as the population is increasing, the numbers are also increasing, because in 2013 we only had 135 million affected. So we are seeing progress in some countries, but also we can see in some countries there is no progress. In Somalia, in Djibouti, in Guinea, the prevalence is still above 90%. So what we need right now is continued political will, momentum for change in banning and prosecuting perpetrators, investment, data, and more accountability by the government in ensuring that we end FGM.
Ultimately, though, Mary, how do you change mindsets? It's good to have international pressure and for us to talk about it, but there's clearly a mindset amongst some people which needs to be changed.
Yes, we need to use a multi-pronged approach to change the mindset. So we need to enforce laws. The law becomes a deterrent and also a protective mechanism. We need to protect the girls at risk. We need to educate the public about the harmful effects of FGM. And we need to engage the traditional leaders, the religious leaders, and especially to be able to reach out to the communities using social change communication, because what we need right now it's behavior change. And the good thing is that most communities that practice it, it indicates that there is overwhelming rejection of the practice. So if we sustain the public education, enforce the law, provide services for the survivors, and protect those at risk, we can turn the tide on FGM.
Mary Wandia on this International Day of Zero Tolerance to Female Genital Mutilation.